Hi, name is Iggy Huds, folks. I'm your host, Mr. Septicine, and welcome back to this piece of crap called DarkXL Accelerated Extended Dark Farces. This mod is imperative to being able to play this game properly in this day and age, because DOSBox doesn't do it right, and there's a bunch of other stuff that I want to talk about as well. I was doing this game before, like, a couple days ago, and I decided, okay, I'll give the game a bit more of a chance, because I basically said that I hated it, and I do still kind of, but I decided to give it a bit more of a chance, and now I don't hate it nearly as much as I did before. So, as a result of that, hopefully I'll actually be able to do a decent project of it, and I'm actually going to go through all the secrets now, because despite the fact that I mentioned before, they're not exactly worth getting in the sense of Dark Forces 2, where it gives you something as you go through. The secrets themselves are worth getting just because of how trickily placed they are, and what they contain sometimes. So I'll be showing you as much of them as I can. But anyway, for those of you just joining us, and I'm just gonna, this is gonna be the part that takes over the first part and, replaces it. The DarkXL project is a mod that basically brings Dark Forces into this day and age, allowing you to have it up to 1080p resolution. I don't know why it's only at 50 hertz, but whatever. It'll do for now. I only have a 60 hertz monitor, so ow! It's great. I just bent my nail backwards on my table, my desk. All pain and, As you can see, I've also swapped the nudge and, actually, what's nice about the DarkXL mod is that it lets you rebind some of the controls. Not all of them, but some of them. Anyway, it is. It's a much better bringing Dark Forces to the new age with 1080p resolution, because in addition to doing that, it also adds features like mouse looking, because in the original game, as mentioned by somebody in the comments on part 1 of my first project, but also after researching it myself a little bit as well, I can't remember the guy's name off the top of his head, but I'll probably have it in the description as well, giving him a shout out. He mentioned a few things that I was wrong about in the first part, and one of them was I didn't actually know that this game being made by the Jedi, with the Jedi engine, funny enough, looking up and down was actually a feature in the normal game as it is, but what DarkXL does is it makes it so that you can actually aim up and down and look normally like you would with the mouse, like what GZ Doom did to Doom. But in order to be able to look up and down in the PC version, if you're running it on with the DOSBox thing, which comes with good old games in the Steam version, you'd have to use the page up and page down keys, which is why I never knew that, because I never used... Who uses those keys for anything other than, looking up and down a console in a game like this? You don't use that. But anyway, in Dark Forces 1, we play as Kyle Katarn, and if you followed the series, if you played any of the games like Dark Forces 2 or Jedi Outcast, you'd already know that. And also, here's the first and last sound effect of the entire game, and it is glorious to heck. Why did I say it's the first and last one? Credits! Yeah, we're done the game already. That's it. That's the adventure of Kyle Katarn. In seriousness, though, Scepter is Massoc, you remember that? Yeah, it's great. Spoiling missions ahead of schedule. I'm going to create a new file called Scepter is Massoc 2. Because, yeah, I'm going backwards. If you remember from my Dark Forces 2 project, that's why I have the number 2 there. But a Scepter is Massoc file name. But yeah, we play as Kyle Katarn. And Kyle Katarn is great because he is a mercenary that works for the Rebel Alliance. He's not actually really affiliated with the Rebel Alliance. They're just hiring him on. But he used to work for the Empire. He used to be a respectable officer in the Empire. I can't remember exactly why he left, but that is mentioned in this game. Yeah, so you play as Kyle Katarn again, and it's awesome. He has significantly less of a beard this time around. Prologue Mission 1, Death Star Plans, Operation Skyhook Phase 2. One of the other things that I was corrected on by the same guy who mentioned the page up, page down, looking up and stuff, was I got my Skyhook thing the wrong way around. This game takes place this mission takes place before Episode 4, and I mentioned that Operation Skyhook is mentioned in Shadows of the Empire, and that doesn't take place until between Episodes 5 and 6. At least I believe so, because considering the very first mission is the attack on Echo Base, which happens in episode 5. So as a result of that, I got my thing a little mixed up on there. But anyway, to the mission. The rebellion is counting on the completion of this mission, Commander Katarn. Good. Because I'm a musician, they're not going to get higher than 4. I hope the success is on your side. There's a red Tamagotchi, which we need to get, which is awesome. They probably haven't fed the thing in 10 years. The Death Star plans are locked away at an Imperial secret base on the planet Danuta. Fun note, Danuta is also mentioned in the second game in the dark side ending of the game. But it's a minor little mention. It's not like anything significant. Where they await transport to Lord Vader. Very little is known about the layout of the base itself, so I'm afraid you're going to get lost a lot, and you're going to have to reconnaissance your own self. Once you have the plans, get out immediately, because we will proceed to bomb the planet, because the Rebel Alliance does things like that. Operation Skyhook will deliver the plans to Princess Leia on the consular ship, the Tantive 4, which is the only italicized name in the game. She will then continue the mission because she's better than you and has buns on her head. It's great! Alright, so, as you may or may not be noticing, I'm playing this game on hard, and that warrants some masochism in unto itself. Masochisticness? I don't know what the term is, but in the terms of calling my file Scepter is Masoch for Scepter is a masochist, it's kind of right, because originally this would have been a Let's Break, but I'm actually fairly decent at the game to the fact where I don't have to warrant using cheats all that much, so I'll very rarely use them, only if I'm in a pickle and I really, really desperately need them. But I should probably not really need to use them all that much, and there are a few cheats that DarkXL offers that will help you in your endeavors should you get stuck or should you run into problems like I may. But anyway, come up here and grab this red key card because we need that to progress. But yeah, let me just run you through the heads-up display because some things about this game are a little bit different from its predecessors. From Dark Forces 2 onward through to Jedi Academy, if you die in the game, you have to restart from a save file, like a save file during that mission. You can you can load to another save if you're that inclined to do so, but it usually lets you either reload from a checkpoint or load from a save. Or, in the case of Dark Forces 2, you have to start the mission all over again, unless you don't save manually, which can be a bit of a pain in the butt. But as you can see here, the lovely OpenGL extra end rendering thing makes dark places actually dark and just gives energy and shield stuff a glow, which is always nice. And let's go back in the base. But as you can see on the heads-up display, on the lower left, my talking about the lives thing is actually relevant to this. As you see on the lower left, the green 200 is my shields. The red 100 is my health. Some enemies will just will bypass shield damage and do just health damage, which will eventually start happening on hard, actually, because the more you take damage, eventually it'll start affecting both your health and your shields and your health. Now here, press this button. I'll continue talking about the heads-up display in a sec. That is the secret there that opens up. I'm not going all the way back around because you press the G key to use the adjoin function. You just come back up this elevator because you're lazy. Then you run and jump across. Bam, there's your first secret in the level. Okay, it's a pretty easy one to get to. It's a pretty sneaky one though. I'm going to come up here first because there's a secret under this elevator that we're going to grab. But there's also a secret out here, and it's a pretty significantly large secret, actually, which leads to a couple of secrets in unto itself. But anyway, yeah, as I was mentioning with the adjoin command, if you ever mess up a jump like this, because it is a rather tricky one, just press the G key in the DarkXL version, and you can get back up onto the ledge if you manage to mess it up. And I may use that a lot. But here, as you can see, there's a little alcove in the wall here. Jump to it, and then turn on your headlamp. Walk over to this wall and press it, you press the use button, flip that switch, opens up this door, flip the switch, and we are off to the races. There's this big secret down there, and if you remember my frustrations from the second episode of this project, that will be alleviated because here are the IR goggles, and they are an extremely valuable tool, an item to have, especially leading into level 3 and level 4. And you'll see that. Those are batteries. Another thing to note about the heads-up display, The number 3 on the side, the red number 3, that's how many lives you have. And funny enough, coming in here, there's a bunch of interrogation droids. There's only 3 in here. They take 5 shots to kill, unless you miss a lot like I do. Here's an extra life. So you can see. There's 4. Ah, weapon supercharge, yeah. Let's see if I can run back. But that's almost every secret in the level. There's only 2 more to get. But, I'm losing my train of thought, The lives, this game is pretty forgiving if you die. You actually have a lives system, which is nice. Actually, I don't need to go there. Just go back here. Weapon supercharge. Ugh! That's what that does. I know, it's all great. Now that the elevator's up, head through here. Bam, there's your next secret. At least I believe it's a secret. It's just extra supplies if you need it. And then I'll show you where the final secret is, because it is a very cliche secret. That doesn't mean it's easy to find, but it's a very kind of a cliche secret in unto itself. Crap. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Press this button. Over here. So, on the right side of the heads-up display, you have your ammo counter and those 5 green digits.
Too easy. Now to get to my ship.
Are your battery. As you use your headlamp and as you use other items, you use up battery power. Now, keep in mind, on the DarkXL version, the next secret's in here, but you never guess where it is. On the DarkXL version, make sure that you do not run out of battery power or you will never get any back ever again. I don't know why that is the way it is, but it's obviously a really bad bug, and it's just make sure you don't mess it up. Anyway. Oh! Yep. If you press the wall, it turns around like one of those bookcases things. But, yeah, 3 batteries if you need them, some extra ammo if you need it, and some shields, which we will need because we're going up here now. Just before I do, though, if you're not sure how many secrets you have, you can come into your inventory by pressing F1 and check your objectives and see how many secrets you have. So, that's always useful. That will also be useful in a different manner as well coming up in later levels, because there are certain items that you can get that you'll need to reference every now and again. But anyway, now that she's here, next mission.
Kyle delivers the plans to the Rebel Alliance. Soon afterwards, the Death Star is destroyed. But even as the Alliance celebrates this victory, another sinister plot is set in motion that will become an even greater concern for the Rebellion.
A giant pizza wedge. It's Vader! Oh no, it's terrible.
The Emperor has approved your test demonstration, General Moch.
Thank you, Lord Vader. What I unveil today will mark a new era for the Empire. We will be able to decimate the rebels just as we did the Jedi Knights. At last, the Emperor's war will be filled only with the glory and beauty of decisive victory.
A noble cause, General. I hope the demonstration lives up to your claims. Proceed.
With pleasure. Dark Trooper, release.
So, as General Moch gives his mock demonstration... That's a great joke. So, the Dark Trooper project is actually one that gets referenced and mentioned in a lot of different Star Wars games. This one obviously just happens to be the premise of Dark Forces, the first one. Although I have no real idea why they called Dark Forces 2, because Dark Troopers aren't even mentioned in that game. Unless there's something else that goes on there that I don't know. But the Dark Trooper project is about a series of power-armored stormtroopers that can cause giant bubbles on a planet's surface. Oh, those are explosions, never mind. Well, either way, they're so powerful they can cause explosions on the planet's surface that you can see from space. And it looks like they're just basically in water, even though, you know... whatever was there isn't there now.
Very impressive, General. The Emperor will be most pleased. Continue with your project.
Certainly, Lord Vader.
It's funny, it seems like Lord Vader's approval rating is judged by the red and green on his glove.
Thank you, Commander, for responding at such short notice. The Empire has been keeping us on the run since the destruction of the Death Star. 5 days ago, the Empire attacked one of our secret bases in the city of Talay.
Oh my god, it's a trap!
This is TAC base to anybody out there. Please, we're under Imperial attack. Total devastation. They broke through our shield. Through our shield!
And they're dead. Every last one of them. It was a trap.
TAC base was destroyed within minutes. Many innocent people in the surrounding city, as well as the rebel staff, were killed. Intelligence thinks that this may be an act of retaliation for the destruction of the Death Star.
No.
Interesting. This looks like it could be a normal Imperial attack, except for those sounds.
Very perceptive, Commander. I know you understand that all we discuss here is classified. This Imperial officer, Crix Medine, wishes to defect to the Alliance. He has supplied us with information on the development of a new Imperial weapon. Those sounds you heard, we believe, come from that weapon. A new type of stormtrooper, the Dark Trooper.
A new stormtrooper that can take out a rebel base that quickly? I should have kept working for the Empire.
The Rebel Command is not taking this lightly. They have authorized me to hire you to find out if there is a threat, and if there is, to shut it down. That is, if you are still on our side.
This could be interesting. All right, I'm in. But I think I'll need some help on this one. I want Jan Ors as my mission officer.
Certainly. Then I will let Jan brief you further on your mission objectives. Thank you, Commander, and may the Force be with you.
Always. But yeah, that Crix Medine guy defects a lot, because he defects a lot in the different games as well. He defects as much as Commander Tycho. Alright. At least I believe that's who he is. So I'm going to leave this mission for the next episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys back as we go to Talay TAC base after the Mass Acre. So I'll see you then. Be sure to subscribe for more content like this. Like and comment. And yeah, I significantly like this game a little bit more than I did before. So, and hopefully I've learned a bit. So we'll see how things go. And I'll see you then. Bye! Howdy, jiggity howdys, folks. Welcome back to